My beloved child. Before you move away, hold this moment carefully, because what you are hearing now was not placed in front of you by accident. There are days when ordinary words pass by like wind, but there are also moments when a sentence arrives carrying weight, carrying timing, carrying meaning that feels larger than what the eyes can immediately understand. This is one of those moments. Do not skip, because something huge is waiting for you, and the reason you stopped here may become clear sooner than you expect. There is a quiet reason your attention was pulled here tonight. Out of everything that could have appeared before you, these words reached you at exactly this moment, and that timing matters more than you realize. Some people call it coincidence, some call it chance, but deep inside you already feel that certain moments arrive with a purpose that cannot be ignored. Stay till the end, because every sentence that follows is connected, and the message is building towards something you need to hear completely. There has been a weight around your heart recently, even if you have not spoken about it aloud. A thought that returns at strange hours. A sudden concern that appears without warning. A feeling that someone close to you has been on your mind more than usual, even when you tried to focus on other things. That quiet pull did not come from nowhere. Sometimes your spirit notices what your mind has not yet explained, and that is why this message feels different from everything else you have heard. Do not skip now, because the next part matters deeply. Someone in your family has occupied your thoughts in a way that even you may not have fully understood. Maybe their name came into your mind unexpectedly. Maybe you felt the urge to check on them, to remember an old conversation, to think about their voice, their face, their presence in your life. There are moments when the heart becomes aware before words can explain why, and tonight is one of those moments where your attention is not random. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The truth is that many people ignore small moments that later become unforgettable. A delayed message, an unfinished call, a thought they planned to return to later. Yet there are nights when the smallest decision carries more meaning than expected. That is why this moment should not be rushed. This is not about fear, and it is not about panic. It is about attention. It is about pausing long enough to listen to what your heart has already been trying to tell you quietly. There is a reason you were guided to stop scrolling here instead of continuing past everything else. Something inside you was already listening before your eyes even settled on these words. The world moves fast, but meaning often arrives in stillness, and this message asks you for stillness now. Do not skip. Not yet. Think for a moment about the person in your family whose face appeared in your mind first when you heard these words. You did not choose that thought without reason. Sometimes the first name that rises carries its own quiet significance. Sometimes memory becomes a doorway that reveals what matters most in a particular hour. Whether it is someone near or someone distant, whether you spoke yesterday or long ago, there is meaning in that first thought. And this is where many people miss what matters. They assume there will always be another perfect moment later. Another chance tomorrow. Another conversation next week. Another time to say what they wanted to say. But life often teaches that the most meaningful actions happen when someone listens immediately instead of waiting for certainty. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Tonight carries unusual weight because your attention has already shifted. You can feel it. Even now, while listening, part of your heart is thinking about family, about unfinished words, about moments you remember, about voices you have heard since childhood, about things left unsaid because daily life kept moving too fast. That is why this message continues slowly, because every word is meant to reach deeper than ordinary noise. There are people who laugh off moments like this and continue as if nothing touched them, only to later remember they once felt called to pause and did not understand why. But you are still here. You are listening. That matters. Do not skip. There are seasons when families pass through invisible tension without naming it clearly. Silence where words should exist. Distance where warmth once lived. Small misunderstandings that quietly become larger than anyone intended. Yet sometimes one sincere moment changes everything. One message. One call. One unexpected reaching out. One sentence spoken gently at the right time. What if tonight becomes remembered because you chose to pay attention when others would have ignored it? Stay till the end. The hours ahead may feel ordinary to everyone else, but you already know this moment does not feel ordinary to you. Something about these words feels as if they arrived carrying urgency, but not fear. Importance, but not confusion. That feeling matters because not every moment touches the heart in the same way. Some people listening right now have not spoken honestly with someone in their family for longer than they admit. Some have delayed a conversation because they assumed the right time had not arrived. Some have been waiting for the other person to take the first step. Yet there are moments when waiting becomes the very thing that steals peace. Do not skip, because something huge is waiting for you. If a memory is returning now, pay attention to it. If a face keeps appearing in your mind, notice it. If a voice from your past feels suddenly close tonight, do not dismiss that feeling too quickly. Sometimes meaning arrives quietly, and those who listen discover later that the quiet moments were the ones that mattered most. There is something powerful about choosing to reach out before the night ends. No dramatic words. No heavy explanation. Just presence. A simple check-in. A small reminder that someone matters. A sentence that says you were thinking of them. A pause long enough to let warmth return where distance may have settled. And if you are wondering why this message feels so direct, it is because some moments are meant to interrupt routine. Some messages arrive not to entertain, but to awaken attention. Stay till the end, because the next words are for the part of you that almost clicked away. There are times when people search everywhere for signs while ignoring the quiet moment directly in front of them. Yet tonight, the sign is not noise. It is your own reaction. Your own stillness. Your own inability to leave this message quickly. That alone says something important. You may not fully understand tonight why you were meant to hear this, but understanding often comes after action, not before it. Later, people look back and realize a simple pause changed their night, changed a conversation, changed a memory they would carry forever. Do not skip. Before this part ends, hold one thought clearly. The people closest to us often assume they already know what they mean to us, but hearing it still matters. More than most people realize. More than pride allows people to admit. more than silence ever reveals. And tonight, before the hours pass further, before routine returns, before distractions pull your attention away again, remember this feeling you have right now, the feeling that something about this message landed deeper than expected. Because sometimes the most unforgettable moments begin exactly like this, quietly, unexpectedly, with a message that feels impossible to ignore. Stay here, because something huge is waiting for you in the next part. Listen carefully now. The reason you are still here is because something inside you understood that the message was not finished. Some words arrive and disappear, but some words remain in the mind because they are connected to something already moving inside the heart. This is why you must not rush through this moment. Do not skip, because what comes next may explain why your attention refused to leave. There are nights when a person suddenly remembers a family member they have not thought about deeply in days, weeks, or even months. A memory appears without invitation. A voice returns in the mind. A face becomes clear for no obvious reason. Most people ignore that feeling, but sometimes that quiet return carries meaning far beyond ordinary memory. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Think carefully about the first person from your family who came to your mind when this title reached you. That first thought matters more than you realize. It may be someone older, someone younger, someone near you, or someone far away, but there is often a reason the heart chooses one name before all others. The heart remembers differently than the mind. It notices what daily noise often hides. And tonight, your heart became still enough to notice. Do not skip. There are moments when life becomes so busy that important people are loved silently but rarely reminded of it. Days pass quickly. Conversations become short. Plans replace presence. Yet even one simple moment of attention can become unforgettable. A single call at the right hour can stay in memory longer than many long conversations spoken without feeling. This is why this message is asking you not to treat tonight like every other night. Stay till the end. Some listeners right now are carrying unfinished words. There is something they wanted to say but delayed. A message they almost sent. A conversation they imagined but postponed. A simple sentence they thought could wait until tomorrow. But sometimes what changes a moment is not grand language, it is sincerity arriving before hesitation wins. Do not skip, because something huge is waiting for you. You may already feel a quiet pull to reach towards someone, even if you cannot explain why. That pull is not weakness. It is attention. It is awareness. And awareness often arrives before understanding. Later, many people realize that the strongest moments of connection happened when they listened to that first quiet feeling instead of ignoring it. The surprising truth is that many unforgettable nights begin with something small, one thought, one pause, one decision not to continue scrolling, one sentence heard at exactly the right time. And now here you are, still listening, still wondering why these words feel heavier than ordinary words. Stay till the end, because every line is building towards something important. There are family members who appear strong on the outside while quietly hoping someone notices them more deeply. There are people who speak normally while carrying thoughts they never fully share. There are smiles that hide tiredness, and ordinary conversations that cover feelings left unspoken. Sometimes the greatest gift is simply reaching out without waiting for a special reason. Tonight may be that reason. Do not skip. What makes this moment powerful is not noise, it is timing. Out of countless videos, countless words, countless distractions, you stopped here. That means something touched your attention strongly enough to hold it. That should not be ignored lightly. Some people will hear this and move away quickly, but others will remain because something inside them recognizes that this message is connected to a real feeling they already carried before hearing it. If that is you, then stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. Imagine how often people assume there will always be another better hour to speak warmly, to reconnect, to ask sincerely how someone is doing, to let care become visible. Yet the most meaningful moments are rarely scheduled perfectly. They happen when someone chooses presence over delay. And sometimes that choice changes the entire memory of a night. You may not know yet why your thoughts feel so focused right now, but there is value in that focus. The world constantly pulls attention outward, but tonight your attention has turned inward. Toward family, toward memory, toward someone whose place in your life matters more than daily routine usually allows you to express. Do not skip. Because what many people discover too late is that ordinary words become extraordinary when spoken at the right time. A simple, "I was thinking about you," can soften distance. A simple, "How are you feeling tonight?" can open a conversation that was waiting quietly. A simple pause to listen can mean more than many speeches. That is why this message keeps returning to one truth: attention matters. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. And there is another reason you should remain here. Sometimes the mind searches for dramatic signs while the real message is simple. Do not let another ordinary hour pass without remembering what truly matters. The family bond often survives many silent seasons, but it becomes strongest when someone chooses to break silence gently. You may be the one meant to do that tonight. Not tomorrow. Not later when everything feels convenient. But while this feeling is still alive in you. Do not skip. Because later, people often remember the exact moment they almost ignored something important, and are grateful they did not. Right now, your listening is already a decision. Your staying here means you sense that these words were not empty. And that sense is why this part matters. Before this part ends, hold this clearly. If one name keeps returning in your thoughts while hearing this, do not dismiss that lightly. Sometimes the heart repeats what the mind would rather postpone. And tonight, perhaps the reason this message found you is because one sincere act before the night ends will matter far more than you currently imagine. Stay here. Something huge is waiting for you in the next part. A quiet truth remains. By now you already feel that this message is moving differently from ordinary words. It is not rushing you, yet it is not allowing your attention to drift away either. That is because some moments carry a strange stillness, a feeling that every sentence is arriving exactly when it should. Do not skip, because what is unfolding now may connect with something you have felt but never clearly named. There are times when a person suddenly becomes present in your thoughts again and again, even while you are busy with other things. Their memory returns while you are silent. Their face appears when no one mentioned them. Their voice comes back in a moment when the room is quiet. Most people brush that aside, but some moments deserve more attention than people usually give them. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. What makes tonight unusual is that this message did not just catch your eyes, it held you. And when words hold someone this long, it usually means they are touching something already alive inside the heart. Maybe there has been distance in your family. Maybe there has been silence that nobody explained. Maybe there is someone you care about deeply but have not spoken to in the way you truly wanted. That is why you are still here. Do not skip. Sometimes the strongest connection between people is felt before it is spoken. A person may seem fine from the outside, yet your heart keeps returning to them without reason you can explain. That repeated thought is not always random. It can simply be your own heart refusing to let what matters become hidden behind daily noise. And daily noise is powerful. It makes people postpone warmth. It makes them believe they will always have another calm evening, another free hour, another better opportunity. But unforgettable moments often begin when someone chooses not to wait. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. Think about how many times a family conversation begins with something simple and becomes meaningful without warning. One message becomes a long exchange. One call becomes laughter, memory, honesty, relief. One unexpected sentence opens a door that had quietly remained closed. The surprising thing is that no one usually predicts which moment becomes unforgettable until after it happens. That is why this part matters so much. Do not skip. There are people listening right now who have felt lately that something around their family has been asking for more attention. Not because of visible problems, but because of an invisible feeling that keeps returning. A sense that someone should not be left only in memory tonight but should be reached with presence. That feeling may be gentle, but gentle things are often powerful. A short word spoken sincerely can stay in someone's mind longer than many long conversations said without heart. A simple, "I hope your evening is peaceful," can carry warmth greater than expected. A simple, "You came to my mind today," can reach deeper than people imagine. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. And here is what many do not realize: the reason certain messages hold attention is because they arrive exactly when someone needs permission to act on what they already felt inside. Perhaps you already wanted to reconnect. Perhaps you already thought of someone before hearing this. Perhaps you almost reached out earlier and then became distracted. Now the thought has returned again. Do not skip. There is power in the second time a thought returns. The first time people ignore it. The second time it becomes harder to dismiss. By the third time, it often becomes clear that the heart is asking not to delay anymore. Maybe that is why you are still listening. Because a certain person keeps coming back into your mind while these words continue. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. Some moments are remembered forever not because something dramatic happened, but because someone listened to a quiet feeling and chose kindness before the hour passed. Later they realize that small act became larger than expected. A family bond can grow stronger in one sincere moment than in many silent weeks. A forgotten closeness can return through one honest sentence. A heavy atmosphere can soften through one unexpected gesture. That is why tonight should not be treated as ordinary. Do not skip. You may notice that while listening, your attention is no longer on random distractions. It is focused, calm, thoughtful. That shift matters. It means this message is doing more than speaking, it is reminding you of something already important to you. And what is important should not be pushed aside again when this part ends. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Before this part closes, remember one thing clearly: sometimes the strongest message is not hidden in mystery, it is hidden in the simplest action you have delayed for too long. A voice you should hear. A name you should not ignore tonight. A connection that deserves one more moment of care. And perhaps the reason you were brought here this far is because the next part will reveal why timing tonight feels stronger than usual. Do not leave now. Something huge is waiting for you in the next part. One more thing must be heard. If you have stayed this far, then something inside you already knows this message is connected to more than curiosity. Many people leave quickly when words do not touch them, but when a person remains, it often means the heart has recognized something before the mind has finished understanding it. Do not skip, because this part may be the one that makes everything you felt until now become clearer. There are rare moments when timing feels almost impossible to ignore. A thought returns again just as a message appears. A memory becomes stronger while you are listening. A person from your family keeps entering your mind even though you tried to focus elsewhere. These moments are quiet, but they often leave the deepest impression. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. What makes tonight feel different is that your attention has not broken. Even now, while these words continue, you are likely thinking of someone specific. Maybe it is someone whose voice you know by heart. Maybe it is someone whose presence shaped your earliest memories. Maybe it is someone you intended to contact but kept postponing because the hour never seemed perfect. Yet meaningful moments rarely wait for perfection. Do not skip. The title brought urgency, but the deeper meaning is attention. When a message reaches you and immediately turns your thoughts toward family, that is already telling you something important. What matters most is often already known inside you, but daily life keeps it covered until a moment like this uncovers it again. And once uncovered, it should not be hidden too quickly. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. There are nights when one sentence changes the direction of an evening completely. A person planned an ordinary hour, then suddenly remembered someone they needed to hear from. A call happened. A voice answered. Warmth returned. And later they realized that if they had delayed again, the moment would not have felt the same. That is why tonight should not be treated lightly. The smallest sincere action can become the strongest memory. A few true words can remain in the heart longer than many forgotten conversations. A moment of care can return meaning to a relationship that routine had made distant. Do not skip. You may have noticed something unusual while listening. Every part keeps bringing you back to the same inner feeling. That is because the strongest messages do not scatter attention, they deepen it. They keep leading you back to what your own heart is already trying to say. And perhaps that is why one name keeps returning. One face. One voice. One unfinished thought. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Some people wait for visible signs before they act, but many of the most meaningful moments begin with invisible certainty. A feeling that now is the right hour. A quiet insistence that says this should not wait another night. A sense that reaching out now matters more than later. Not because anything dramatic must happen, but because closeness should not always be delayed until convenience arrives. That is one of the deepest truths many discover too late. Care feels strongest when given without waiting for a perfect reason. Do not skip. Tonight has already become unusual simply because you stayed. In a fast-moving world, staying means something touched you strongly enough to pause. And pauses like this are rare. They deserve attention. There are listeners hearing this who have not spoken openly with someone in their family in longer than they admit. Not because love disappeared, but because life became crowded. Days filled. Time shortened. Small silences became normal. Yet one sincere step can interrupt that silence beautifully. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. Imagine finishing this night knowing you listened to what your heart was already suggesting. Imagine sending one simple message while this feeling is still fresh. Imagine hearing a familiar reply and realizing the distance you felt was never as large as you feared. Often the most unforgettable moments arrive without announcement. And often they begin when someone chooses warmth over delay. Do not skip. The reason this message keeps repeating itself in different ways is because repetition is sometimes necessary when truth is simple but often postponed. You already know who came to your mind first. You already know which conversation has been waiting. You already know which voice you have been meaning to hear. The only question is whether you will let this moment pass like all the others, or whether tonight becomes different. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Before this part closes, keep one thought close. Some nights pass and disappear, but some nights remain because one decision made them unforgettable. And if you have listened this far, perhaps tonight is asking for one sincere decision before the hour moves forward. The next part carries the final turn of this message. Do not leave now. Something huge is waiting for you. Now hear this final moment. If you have reached this point, then you did something many people do not do anymore. You stayed long enough for a message to fully unfold. That matters, because some words only reveal their full meaning at the end, when every earlier sentence suddenly connects. Do not skip, because this final part carries the reason your attention remained here from the beginning. The title sounded urgent because some truths are only felt when they arrive with intensity. But the deepest truth hidden inside everything you heard is simple. When someone from your family enters your heart strongly, repeatedly, and unexpectedly, that moment deserves your attention more than another ordinary distraction ever will. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. You may have noticed that throughout every part, one person kept returning in your thoughts. No matter how many lines passed, that same name may have remained. That same face may have stayed clear. That same memory may have refused to leave. When a thought remains through many moments, it often means your heart has already chosen what matters tonight. And that should not be ignored. Do not skip. There are nights when people suddenly decide to reconnect, and later they cannot explain why that exact hour felt so important. They simply know they listened to something quiet inside them and are grateful they did. Sometimes one message sent at the right time becomes a conversation remembered for years. Sometimes one simple act of warmth returns peace to both hearts. That is why this final part is not asking for fear, not asking for noise, but asking for presence. Because presence changes ordinary nights. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. The most surprising thing about meaningful moments is that they rarely look dramatic while they are happening. A person reaches for their phone. A familiar name appears. A short sentence is written. A voice answers. And only later does the heart understand why that small moment felt larger than expected. This is why the strongest revelations in life are often quiet. A person realizes they had been thinking of someone for a reason. A conversation begins that should have begun earlier. A forgotten closeness returns naturally. And an ordinary evening becomes unforgettable. Do not skip. If you are still here, then perhaps this message did exactly what it was meant to do. It slowed you down enough to notice what was already alive inside you. Not everyone allows themselves that pause. Many keep moving until meaningful feelings disappear beneath noise again. But tonight you paused. And that pause already changed something. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The phrase, 3 days, in the title carried weight because time always reminds people that moments should not endlessly be postponed. Not every important word belongs to later. Not every sincere act should wait for perfect timing. Sometimes the right time is simply the moment when the heart becomes clear. And perhaps your heart is clearer now than it was before this video began. Do not skip. There is a powerful difference between thinking of someone and acting on that thought. Many people think warmly but remain silent. Yet warmth becomes real when it reaches the other person. Even the smallest sentence can carry extraordinary meaning when spoken honestly. A simple check-in. A brief blessing. A warm memory shared. A quiet reminder that someone matters. That is how ordinary people create unforgettable moments without even realizing it. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. And here is the final truth. Sometimes the reason a message feels so powerful is not because it predicts something extraordinary, but because it awakens something extraordinary already hidden in a simple human act, care given at the right moment. The world often teaches people to move fast, answer later, delay warmth, postpone presence. But unforgettable nights belong to those who stop, listen, and choose connection before the hour passes. Do not skip this final thought. If one person from your family still remains in your mind right now, then perhaps that is the clearest answer this entire message could give you. Not mystery. Not noise. Just clarity. One person matters in your thoughts tonight for a reason. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. And now that you have heard every part, let this night not end like every other night. Let it carry one sincere action, one gentle word, one small moment of presence that you will not regret later. Because sometimes the strongest thing a person can do is simple. To reach out while the feeling is still real. To speak while the heart is still open. And to let one ordinary moment become unforgettable.